some of you may do for the others. So the first drill we're going to run is we're just recapping our snap down the front headlock and then the defense out of that from a 4-point stance. So first off, just to recap, the snap down, we're from a closed stance here where our hips, what I mean by that is our hips are closed off versus if he takes a step back or his your lead leg back. Now we're in an open stance because our hips are facing the same direction. But from a closed stance, first thing I'm going to do is always protect my lead leg. We're going to take a shoulder pose with our rear hand. Now that we have this, it's safe to engage with this hand because I still have something to manage distance if he decides to shoot. So I have down, and I still have this right here. I have a down block hand to track that. Right here, I have this, plus I have this hand in route. So I've still got something to manage distance while I flip here. All right, next thing we're going to do is take our collar tie. Now, I like to transition down here. We're going to be into a bicep pose. So I've got my thumb on the inside. That's important. Anytime we're pushing the guy, our thumbs are on this side of their body. Anytime we're pulling the guy, our thumbs are going to transition. Our thumb's going to transition and cup. We're always pulling with all 5 fingers. From here, I'm looking to drive into him, and then I'm looking for that reaction back. And that reaction from the back, I send force that way. He sends it back. All in one motion here. I'm sliding my hand up towards the crown of his head. I don't want to snap down from the neck because he's strong there. He's way weaker up here. I want to snap down with pulling the tricep and the crown of the head, and I want to kick this lead leg of mine back and take the space where my knee is right now. Right, so I'm going to pull and high leg, or take my leg high, and then I'm looking for the front headlock. All right, and then you run it on me. I'm going to show you the defense too, because I want you guys to flow back and forth with the snap down and the get up. Okay. He drives into me, I drive back. Right here, I want you to 4-point, and what I mean by that is I'm getting my hips high, right? I don't want to be sprawled out like this. I'm easily manipulatable. Like the longer my body is, the further away that my head gets from my hips in this position, the easier it is for him to manipulate. So when I say 4-point, I'm always looking to get my weight back and towards my hips as much as possible. This makes it harder for him to manipulate because my base is like coming all back to one place instead of just being spread out. He's got control of the head. So he has control. And then in one motion, well, first I'm going to take a step out here to the side and start cutting angle. Then I'm going to drive his elbow in towards the center line. As I take a step out, circle this inside leg back, and I'm going to circle my head out towards his armpit. So out, and then I'm driving the elbow, circling my head towards his armpit, and head out. Right, so you should land somewhere in this position. Might have a Russian here, you might have a single lift here, or you might just take it out, take his arm out, and we're just square again. Okay, so one more time. 4-point, hip, elbow, take a step, elbow comes in towards center line, and I rotate my spine. This is solid. It's kind of like an immovable grip here. I'm just guiding this with constant pressure, but the force is really coming from this rotation of my head, because that's making my whole body turn. So I'm going to drive his elbow in towards the center line, rotate my head, and rotate, like circle this foot out. Okay. And then if you see the leg digs counterattack, go for it. What I want you guys to do, the whole drill should look like this. Okay. So I'm going to actually do it. Nah, I got it. I was just like, I'm being sloppy, right? Got to do all the steps. Here, protect the lead leg, post, here, drive, snap down. Now, this is where top guy lets the other guy run the defense, all right? Yep, and then we reset. So we're not trying to resist much, like during drilling. Most of you know that by now. We actually ran this in a positional where we have like near max resistance the other night. So we might do that again when class ends. Right now, you can gradually increase the resistance if you're both feeling like you're getting it, but definitely just get your reps in with the motion, because all of this is especially with the snap down, it's very much a timing thing. If you really want to get it perfect, it's really feeling that momentum coming back and just going with it. Shouldn't be a ton of effort involved if you're doing it like perfectly, right? Any questions on this? Okay, so the drill, run it back and forth, the offense and the defense. All right, and then we'll move on to a different technique. All right, 1, 2, 3. So I'm gonna give you one more on the front headlock. This will be new. I actually showed this week. So,
Yeah, front headlock. I'm gonna build my leg back, right? I'm bringing on the hips. Same thing right here, same deal, same entry, right? But instead of circling out towards the Russian, instead, I'm going to pull my elbow to my pocket. I'm going to kind of get this little claw grip on the inside of the shoulder, and I'm pulling. And then I'm going to shoot this leg through, and I'm going to posture up into his armpit.
Yep. Okay. Then from here, I can start. That's it. We're going to run that one.
Okay. Put my weight back here. And I'm going to pull, not push through. I'm going to pull. And I'm going to shoot this leg through that corner.
Posture up. I still got his hip here. Okay. And from here, I can slide on my back, get my rear body lock. That's when we start setting up some more takedowns. All right. Let's run that one. Let's just do 5 apiece of that. Then circle back up. That should be pretty cool. All right. 1, 2, 3. I think this is going to be higher percentage if they still have their lead leg on the side of the choking arm. What I mean by that is, right now it's my lead leg, right, my left, and this is my front headlock. My hand touching his neck is my choke arm, so to speak. But my lead leg is my left side. So it's going to be a little harder for him to hit this particular one, I think, because my hips are back, which means my weight is further back, which means as he goes to do this, go ahead, boards. Go ahead. I'm able to, so really go for it. I'm able to keep that hip away from it for him to start throwing around that corner. However, if we're in this 4-point position, my lead leg is the same side for whatever reason, because we've scrambled. I did the snap down wrong. This is where all day, or even if I'm square. But even if I'm square, but if my lead leg that's on the choke side is all the way back, that's what's going to be the most difficult position to try to hit this one on. So for the training, let's like stay square with them, or let's have like the wrong leg forward view. Because I just think it's way higher percentage. You're probably not going to go for this if that lead leg is actually way back. You're going to go for the other one. That makes sense? Mm-hmm. All right, let's do 3 more pieces and move on. All right, 1, 2, 3. All right, we're going to move on. If y'all, especially the guys that was new, like y'all should definitely realize more next week. We're going to move on as a class next week. Not come back to this, but this is good stuff for just if you don't have any takedowns, all the takedowns. Actually, all right. So next, we're going to work the X pass. This is another thing we did this week. This is just to give everybody some variety of like takedown, pass, and then we're not gonna have time today, but each week right now I'm trying to give you like takedown, pass, and stuff. So you have different things to start incorporating building your actual game on. So first off, I'm not gonna just walk in here, so I don't want him to enter my legs. Okay, and my legs if I walk in here like this. So I'm matching levels with him. I'm protecting my leg. First thing I need to do is make some initial contact. So I'm gonna take a step as I take the shoulder pose, and I can take this grip on the knee. And as I take a step in, I need to start putting his shoulders behind his hips. So as I take a step, I'm going to I'm not pushing my arm so much as I'm just letting my body weight guide him. And I'm maintaining these two frames the entire time. So notice I'm just here as I drive, I'm kicking this leg back. You see how my hand is still touching his shoulder and his knee? Okay, that's important. These are just guides where I'm just kind of like, I'm letting my gravity of my body weight be the force guiding him down and spinning him. These are just guides to make sure that he goes where I want him to go. I want him to get back and to the side. So I'm just guiding it with and letting gravity compress forward. So I take a step to start the motion, kicking this foot back, because if I don't, you can just here, don't fight the stick your leg in here. Back up. As I go for this step, don't actually let me get through. Like I gotta kick that leg out of the way, or he can just like maintain the body. Okay. So here, take my step. As I drive down, I'm like level changing my head. I'm kicking that foot up. Next thing I'm looking to do, this hand's on the knee still. The shoulder post is looking to transition to the hip. And I'm not up here, so I don't want him to be able to re-guard. So he can easily high leg over right now. That's the defense. It's to high leg over and square back off with me. I'm going to change levels, and I'm going to flare my elbow. Now it should be much harder for him to high leg. Yep. Okay. Yeah, pretty uncomfortable. Yes, it is. Okay. Next, we get on a knee. Don't be on a knee in a lag roll. I'm going to be nice right now. So right here, I'm going to flare the elbow as I drop my head, drop my level. The next thing I'm going to do is he's framing correctly, right? He's actually framed up on my shoulder, my bicep. But we're not going to try to smash into his frames. Instead, we're going to walk south into his legs. Make his knees point away from us. And from here, and also, I'm up talking, so I'm upright. I'm definitely not doing that in a live roll. I'm down. I'm keeping my base low, my head low. Now I can start pommeling this hand on the inside, grabbing this crawl space, and cupping the head. Now I can start coming back up north. Once I'm here, so I'm still kind of cupping the hip here, still blocking all of this. I'm tracking the hip. Next thing I want to do is make my right knee and my right elbow touch. So I'm going to sneak it right there. And then in one motion, I want to replace where my hand is on the mat with my right knee. And I want to take it under the hip to stand. Okay. Here. And then lastly, to actually secure the mount, my foot's still on the other hip right now, right? So to secure the mount, I just need to push it away. And now I'm out. All right, so we're matching levels. Take a shoulder post outside of the knee. I take a step to start, and I'm gliding my head to start that action. And I'm tracking just to make sure that I'm getting him down and turning. Right, so I'm never losing contact with these things. So here, take that right leg back. I'm looking for this hip frame right here. Changing levels. I flare my elbow. See, I'm still on the knee. Walking into him. Cross face. Walking up. Connecting my knee and my elbow. And now I'm going to shoot my leg, slice my leg through. And I'm not stepping over to be really, really clear. Like I'm slicing through him. So I want this to suck for him as I slice that knee to the mat. You're not doing this right if you're like that. Right? You're being nice, that's great. But to actually make this work, we're gonna and make it set for him, we're gonna slice through. Okay. Now notice when I slice through, see how my foot's still hooking his hip? This is like your next checkpoint. Okay. Because we want to keep everything nice and tight and never give them any space. Okay, so this is my checkpoint, and then the last checkpoint is just windshield wiping that foot to get it to the other side. Any questions on that? All right, 1, 2, 3. All right. Guys, I did a poor job explaining this part because I was talking, but whenever I start walking them down and changing levels to make their knees point away, like my head's in there tight, like I'm not up here, right? Like, so y'all all saw me doing it incorrectly, but what I actually mean is I want this is a general period, right? Like once I get them down, I transition here. Once I start walking them down, it's changing levels. My head gets lower. My head's never in here. I'm just like I was talking. I'm not doing it right. My head's down here. Ideally, if he doesn't have the spring, it's even like driving up into the shoulder, into the chest. It's the main thing control. But it's never up here. This is just giving him space to frame. Or you can frame my neck, my head, whatever he wants. But I don't want to make it easy for him to get frames. And like we want to own all this space. So that's get a couple more and we'll call it.